Welcome to parsnipsandparsimony.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make Ladybug chocolate covered strawberries. We're going to start with some large size strawberries that I just picked up at my local grocery store, and now I'm going to wash them. I finished washing my strawberries, and then you need to make sure that you dry them. I just used a dish towel for this. It did get a little strawberry juice on it, but I'm just going to wash it, just make sure it's clean. And then after I finished drying them, I took the strawberries and cut them in half. And you want to be real careful about making sure that they're right down the center so they're equally cut and all the ladybugs look symmetrical. So now I'm just going to leave them here and let them finish drying whatever moisture is left on them. And I'm going to start making my dipping chocolate. To make the dipping chocolate for the strawberries, I'm using 1 cup of milk chocolate morsels and 1 teaspoon of shortening. You can easily double and triple this recipe for the amount of strawberries that you will be making. Take your chocolate chips, pour them into a microwave-safe bowl, and microwave on half power for 1 minute. After the 1 minute, stir it and see how much more melting it needs. You want to be careful that you don't over melt these, because then the chocolate will become dry. Once the chocolate is mostly melted, you're going to add your teaspoon of shortening and mix it well into the melted chocolate. This is going to help keep the chocolate from drying out too much. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've microwaved my chocolate chips for 1 minute, and as you can see, they're a little squishy, but they're not ready yet. So I'm going to put them in for another 30 seconds and see how that goes. Okay, the chocolate is looking a lot better after another 30 seconds in the microwave. Remember, I'm only microwaving this at half power. I'd rather go a little bit on the slow side than have the chocolate dry out, and then I can't use it. So as you can see, it's pretty well ready to add the shortening. I've stirred in my shortening, but there's still a lot of chocolate lumps in here. So I'm going to put it back into the microwave for another 30 seconds and see if that will be enough to smooth out all the lumps. After microwaving for another 30 seconds, it did the trick. The chocolate, after stirring it for just a little bit, came out nice and smooth. So now we're ready to dip our strawberries into it. I'm going to take the halves of strawberries that I've already cut, and I'm only going to dip it, a little bit of the head, the pointy end of the strawberry, into the chocolate. Just like that. And that's going to be the head of the ladybug. And do another one. And you're just going to keep repeating this process while the chocolate is still nice and warm. Now, as you can see, this strawberry was still a little damp, and the chocolate doesn't want to stick to it quite as well. So that just kind of emphasizes the point that we really need to make sure the strawberries are nice and dry. And so here you can see I've done 4 strawberries. You're going to let them sit on this wire rack to finish letting the chocolate harden, and then we're going to move on to the next step. I have finished dipping all of my strawberries in the chocolate, and now I'm just waiting for it to harden. In the meantime, my little helper here is helping me put on the spots for the ladybug. All I'm using are little mini chocolate chips. This is a great job for little hands. And as you can see, I did one here. I just put 5 dots on the strawberry, but you can do as many as you want. You can make this more complex with a lot of dots, or you can do fewer. Right now, I'm having my little helper do however many he would like. I've put my strawberries that I've dipped in chocolate and added the chocolate chips to in the refrigerator for about an hour so the chocolate can get nice and cold. Today's a hot day, so I'm having to be really careful not to let the chocolate melt on me. But the next step is to take chocolate covered raisins, and then I've cut off part of the backs of them, just enough, I don't know if you can see that, just enough so the head can stand or stay flat. And then my helper here is putting smiley faces on each of the chocolate covered raisins, and once I put this in the refrigerator to cool and get nice and hard, I'm going to be putting it back onto my strawberry like this, and that's going to make my ladybug. We finished putting all of the faces on the fronts of the ladybugs. Now I'm going to take these and put them on the strawberries. I have a little bit of chocolate over here, and all I'm going to do is put a little bit on the back and stick it on the front of the ladybug like that. And that makes our little ladybugs. Again, I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator to stay cool until I'm ready to serve them. You can read all about how to make these and the recipe at my website, www.parsnipsandparsimony.com.